The male loser epidemic has gotten so bad that it's honestly so pathetic at this point. Like, why do you think you're fucking lonely? You're fucking lonely because we don't want to be with you. Because look at how pathetic you are. I posted a video talking about my standards and what I expect of men, which is basically just basic decency. You gotta be consistent, you gotta communicate, you gotta make straight up plans. I'm not just fucking hanging out with you. It's gotta be at a nice restaurant, and on the second day I will ask you for a gift, and I'm not telling you what to buy me, but I want to see your creativity. I want to see how you court me. I have standards. I also date high net worth individuals because that's my fucking circle. That's who I hang out with. That's who I am. I make a lot of money, so I'm going to hang out with people who also make a lot of money because it's about the mindset, because we're always trying to work on each other. And these men fucking went crazy in the fucking comments. It's like, oh, like you're 6 at best. Like, I don't care what you think of me, because the men in my life, the men that I date, the men that I hang out with, actually think that it's wonderful that I am achieving so much in my life. They think it's wonderful, and actually help me set higher standards for the men in my life that are walking into my life. They teach me how to think. They teach me how to carry myself in the world. They teach me about men like you and how to stay away from them. So I think it's just fucking ridiculous that these fucking bitch-ass losers are fucking sitting there. No fucking high worth individual and no respectable man is gonna sit on the internet and curse out a random person, period. I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'll fucking troll you if you're coming at me. I'll troll you, but otherwise I wouldn't do it. No one who's respectable and has time and has things going for them is gonna sit there and bully somebody. And like, no one who actually knows their value is gonna sit in a relationship and bully them and tell them you can't get anything better than what I can offer you.
I don't know what part of New York she's from.
Yeah. Anybody have any thoughts on this?
She is highly moisturized.
That is crazy. She put moisturizer on her face like 4 or 5 times, and it looked like the same moisturizer over and over again. She's an observation.
She's very moist.
Anyway, what do you guys think? It's fine if you agree with her.
I agree. Okay. What I will say is I agree with her like 80%, because I actually spoke to our friend Owen about this.
Yeah.
About this exact video.
Oh,
and
well.
I kind of agree that with her idea that, yeah, I agree that if you are like commenting, trying to bash women in the comment section, you are kind of a loser.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree that most men don't go out, most men are overweight, and most men don't have anything going for them.
Yeah.
So she's like 80% right. But I don't think it's necessarily men's fault. I think it's conditioning.
Anybody else have any thoughts on this? Emily? No?
I mean,
Grab the
I'm
mic.
Talking to the mic.
Oh, sorry. I'm like 50-50 on what she says. Like, I think men that just troll, like, why do you have the time for that? What are you, like, benefiting? But also, I feel like that was just a little bit harsh. Like, she's probably ran through with the way she's saying it. I feel like she's, like, mad at men. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what it's giving.
Anybody else?
I kind of agree.
Go ahead.
I like her. I think I don't really even. I think the way she delivers what she has to say, I think makes men uncomfortable. I don't necessarily think that what she's saying is wrong. I just think that when somebody just says something and they're unapologetic, it makes people uncomfortable, because in my opinion, I feel like when you deliver certain messages to men, you have to deliver in a way that kind of is
their language.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they hear
Don't
it,
knock
like,
them down.
yeah, like if you say it like in a certain way, they don't like it. But I feel like when you deliver it a certain tone, they get it, because sometimes delivering it in a softer delivery doesn't click.
Okay.
So I liked her.
All right.
I personally liked her.
So here's the fundamental issue with what she's saying. She is equating a few people who left her mean comments with a male loneliness epidemic. In her mind, they are equivalent, and she doesn't understand the amount of men taking their own lives, after they're 40, they're divorced. These were good men who are not leaving YouTube comments, and they're taking their lives at a very, very high rate. A lot of them are reporting not having friends. It has a lot to do with social media, and it has to do with the realistic or unrealistic expectations of women. I mean, I think if you're pretty enough, you can have whatever expectations that you want of women that they're putting on men, which is also leading to additional loneliness. And what's happened is very similar to somebody who grows up. I'm going to say this as a Hispanic person. You were robbed by a Hispanic person growing up. Therefore, you think all Hispanic people are bad. She was insulted by some man on her on social media. Therefore, the loneliness epidemic is just a bunch of idiot YouTube trolls, when not 1/1000th of 1% of the country are YouTube trolls. And so I think that's where she's totally missed this point. This is what happens. It's like there are a group of men who are very angry, and it's usually 15-year-old kids who really shouldn't even be looking at YouTube in the first place. They're the ones leaving that feel like leaving these comments. These people are big time losers, but there's so many great guys out there who are still lonely, who've done everything right, and some of them own accounting firms. Some of them are anesthesiologists. Some of them are oncologists. They do incredible work. Some of them travel to Africa for Doctors Without Borders and save children's lives, and come back here, and women just don't accept them. They just don't find them to be that entertaining. And so because of that, there's a loneliness epidemic. So what she's done is she's made a fundamental error in thinking that the guys who listen, I get trolled. I promise you, I get trolled more than her. I promise you, I do.
Oh, I guarantee you, I get trolled.
I promise you, the two of us
I
get
fucking
trolled
guarantee
by the same
you.
people more than she does. But I understand what's going on, and the reason why, in part, because I have a coaching business, and I know from the guys in my coaching business and the guys who are trolls, they have nothing to do with each other. The guys who come in, or the guys who read his book, they want to uplift themselves. They want to succeed. They want to get better. Okay, the guys who are trolling. Part of the reason why they're trolling is they need an excuse for why their life sucks, and their life sucks. Therefore, they start saying everyone's a scammer. Ty Lopez is a scammer. Ty Lopez is not a scammer, dude. I've made money just from listening to Ty Lopez. Like, there's all these different people who have this a different opinion about different. He's not. He's bro.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's do 3 hour debate on this. That's
about.
ridiculous.
If you breathe the same air as Ty Lopez, you'll be a millionaire.
Well,
Yeah.
I just want to say,
Anyway,
Michael, how you have to deal with the trolls.
Yeah.
Like, how do you program your brain to be like? Do you turn into yourself like a
No,
a cuck, where you're like a superpower to where it's like a psychological superpower
Okay.
to where it doesn't get to you.
Okay, so here's
Oh, I
what
lean
here's
into it.
here's
Like,
here's
does
how.
it-
Enjoy it.
Do you make it
Here's
turn you
what I would
on?
do.
Does
Here's
it
what I
turn
would
you
do.
on?
Okay,
Say
You're integrated.
if I'm Rolo, I'm gonna lean into it because it gets greater interactions on social media, and it gets you into, like, you can say bombastic, crazy stuff, like,
And I enjoy it.
for sure.
And more OnlyFans subscribers.
And now, if you're on OnlyFans, ladies, I'll just be. I know I'm going to get grilled for this. I highly recommend you lean into it.
Yes.
Dude, that girl Camilla
Same
from the
here.
Bop House, her videos are hilarious, where she's like, what do you do every morning? She's like, I pray to Jesus, and she's like an OnlyFans content creator. She's like, and then I read like 60 books a day and all this kind of stuff. And she's just trolling all these dudes who hate her so much, and it makes her so much money.
60 books.
Yeah.
I mean, if
From-
you don't have haters, you're not doing something
For
right.
sure.
Yo,
And-
Well, this girl should have known.
Now,
you know.
if you guys run a business, like a legitimate business, like say a restaurant, you're an accountant, you're a lawyer, and you run on reviews, I would actually recommend you block and delete any of those comments, because what it's doing is the social media algorithm is now giving your impressions to people who don't matter, and people who leave hateful comments just in general. And I'm sorry to be the first one to tell you guys this: if you leave hateful comments with an anonymous username in life, you don't matter. That's why you're leaving
You're
the comment.
invisible.
If
Yeah,
you
no one knows who
mattered
you are.
in
Damn right.
some way in life, you would go do the thing that matters. You would go build a building or save people. You would go do something. You would get the medical degree. You would invent something. You would create some product. You would sell some product. If you mattered, the reason you're a troll is because you don't matter. And maybe I'm the first person to let you
She's
know.
technically a
that's
troll.
going on.
I
Well, she's
mean-
trolling. She's trolling back. Yeah. Now,
But see, like, you would
furthermore,
never
let me
you
say-
would never do that.
yeah, of course. But furthermore, let me say one other thing. I only date high net worth individuals. I know a lot of really classy women who are going to end up dating high net worth individuals just on accident. They aren't looking for it specifically. Her saying that, I'm steering clear. No offense to her. I'm not calling her a 5. I'm not doing any of that. She's a pretty girl. I'm just saying, as soon as I hear I only date high net worth individuals, my first thought is here's the problem. Orion Taraban says it in a really great way. He says, all relationships are transactional, every single one. Even the relationship between you and your mother is transactional. All of them begin from a transactional relationship, but then from there, love can sprout. Listening to her, I see relationships that are only going to be transactionals, and I don't think that she gives space for love, an actual caring
Exactly.
desire for the opposite person
100%.
to count, because she
I
only
didn't
dates
notice a
high
ring
net
on her
worth-
finger.
High net worth
Totally
individuals.
agree with you.